Hey, this is Brian again, and I'd like to ask you to do a favor. We can't do this work without people like you, so if you can, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about Bring Back the Porch. You're going to be freezing for a reason.
Freezing for a reason, that's the tagline we always use. And I actually think this year is going to be a pretty good year. The 10-day forecast has the weather looking like it's going to be, at least in the pluses, we could even be in double figures.
This episode of Bring Back the Porch brought to you by Bernie Leahy, River Street Realty. Let's get you home. Dave Allen joins me now. As you might guess, he is a member of the Medicine Hat City Police Service, but he's not here to arrest me. You're not here to arrest me.
I was going to talk about that after.
Oh, okay,
I just figured we could get this done and then discuss your warrants after, if you're good with that.
There are no warrants. No, just a figment of your imagination. We are here to talk about the 2026 Medicine Hat Polar Plunge. Dave, you have done this before. I would have thought once was enough, but you're going to be freezing for a reason.
Freezing for a reason, that's the tagline we always use. And I actually think this year is going to be a pretty good year. The 10-day forecast has the weather looking like it's going to be, at least in the pluses, we could even be in double figures.
Yeah.
Which my normal argument is, if it's minus 20 outside and the water's zero, it's actually warmer to jump into the water.
It's like a hot tub.
Yeah. It actually, it's pure math. It just makes sense. But now my argument doesn't really stand in this specific case.
Yeah, I looked at the long-range forecast for the 8th of February, which is the date for the Polar Plunge, and I think the day before it's going to be sunny and 7, maybe a little cloudy and 4 on the Sunday, but that's still better than some days when you've been out there at minus 20 in your skivvies and the wind is blowing.
There's been times where it's probably been downright dangerous. This year, I think it's going to be relatively mild, as you say, like sunny or cloudy and 4 degrees. But for the last 10 years that we've done it, it's always been for an excellent cause, right? So this is put on by the Law Enforcement Torch Run, which used to be a separate charity that only existed to raise money for the Special Olympics. And then they realized this is kind of silly. So they got absorbed by the Special Olympics. And so we're like a subsection of the Special Olympics. And all we do is raise money and raise awareness for Special Olympics and their causes.
And this is a special year because
absolutely
we are hosting the Canada Olympics, Special Olympics, 194 days and counting, I think.
Yes, the Summer Games, the National Summer Games being hosted in Medicine Hat this year, so we wanted to make it as special as we possibly could. And one of the ways that we've done that is we sent out an invitation, and I'm actually telling you, I just got this confirmed today, and you're the first person to hear about this, so we've got confirmation from Tigers Hockey that we're going to have some of the Medicine Hat Tigers jumping with us at the Polar Plunge this year.
So instead of being on ice, they're going to be in ice.
Yes, there is. Hopefully they don't freeze it over for everybody else. But so that's exciting. And that's the first time we've had them in the community. I was chatting with Willie to see if he would jump in, but he's figured out a way to get himself busy that day and he's not able to attend.
He didn't get to this age by being dumb.
Yeah, exactly. There's a strategist for you. But we're going to have some of the local talent coming in and jumping as well. So that's awesome, right? And that'll be such a huge encouragement for the Special Olympics athletes as well.
Now, you're doing it at Athletic Park. Second year, I think, now that you've been down there.
Third year now.
Okay.
Yeah. Greg Morrison from the Mavericks has been absolutely fantastic and a huge support for us there. It's such a great facility because we can corral everything in because it takes 2 or 3 days to set it up. And then this way we don't need to have security there with other people's hot tubs and all of that. So he's been able to, we can corral it in at Olympic Park. And they've been such a huge asset for us.
Now, you've got the dumpster, which is icy cold.
Yes.
And then you get out of that and run into the hot tub? Is that how it works?
Absolutely. Run into the hot tub. And this year, the Mavericks have said that we'll have some warm rooms that we can run into as well to get some change for the guys to change afterwards. So I don't think it's going to be too bad. And because, like you said, we're going to be hosting the Summer Games this year, we're going to use this as a real opportunity as a kickstart to support our athletes and to give them like a good helping hand and some encouragement on their training before the games.
Where did the idea come somebody said, gee, if I jump into a tub of cold water, I can raise money. Like,
I don't know, but he wasn't healthy.
no.
Everyone's allowed to make bad choices, I think, and that guy just. My understanding is that it actually isn't a Canadian thing. It was from one of the northern states in the U.S.
Okay.
As part of, so there was the law enforcement torch run beforehand, and so the law enforcement are the keepers of the flame for the Special Olympics, and so. In the summer games, for example, the law enforcement is going to be carrying in the flame for the opening ceremonies in the Special Olympics, and that's obviously a huge honor to do that. And so it was somebody from the law enforcement torch run that started this. I believe it was in Minnesota or one of these northern states, and they jumped in. They were the first to be freezing for a reason, and now Canada is really taken over because it's just such a great opportunity, and all the Canadians can come and prove how hardy they are.
Now, Minnesota makes sense because they have so many lakes.
Yes.
They're all frozen over, so they got to cut the ice and you get to go down.
And we used to, up by the family, used to in a Big Marble Go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we used to jump in there. And then one year we just decided, it's just a little too green. And I don't know.
Where's this water from?
Yes. And what's it doing to me? So yeah, we decided that we would go into the dumpster. Now, we are the only ones in Alberta that jump into a dumpster, and in our provincial meetings, they make fun of us for it. But I think it just goes to show how hardy and dedicated the people of Medicine Hat are.
I got to ask you, you've done it.
Mm-hmm.
What does it feel like when your body hits that cold water?
It's definitely worse when it's really, really cold out, right? When it's minus 20, minus 25. The strange thing that I find is the length of time it takes you to get your head back up above water and to go to the ladder, which is probably 4 feet away, seems like an age. It seems like an hour and a half. And you watch the video again, you're like, no, I was definitely in there for longer, because you're in there for about 20 seconds in totality. But the trick is you just let the people that come to support, and the fact that you've raised a lot of money for a great charity, and the adrenaline, you just let that all take over, and then positive peer pressure. By the time you're on top of that and you're going to jump in, you really can't back out at that stage.
You can't back out, no.
So you jump in, you get your stuff done, and then you get out of there.
Yeah.
Have a nice barbecue.
Yeah, you recline and sit on the barbecue. Yes. So your body doesn't shut down, though, does it? Like, is there any like?
Oh yeah, you definitely have that inability to breathe and everything, but your body really loves oxygen, and it figures out a solution, right? Like, your body loves to breathe, so yeah, you figure out a solution pretty darn quick. But at that first moment, you're just, oh my goodness, I can't get out of here fast enough. Yeah. I never really see people bask in it. Maybe there's a challenge, right? We'll have some people that want to bask near the end. They can jump in and hang around.
Well, we hear that. I think it's in Norway. They do it for therapy. They'll run out into a cold pool and then go into their sauna.
Yeah, and they'll do the sauna and the cold pool back and forth.
Yeah.
I just think there's easier ways to get relaxed.
Well, I would think that at least when you're in that cold, for that little brief moment, you're focused. Everything else goes out of your mind.
Well, you're right. You're right, and you have one specific task. But it's weird because the specific task is to get out of the environment you just put yourself into. But yeah, you have one singular goal, and I think that's kind of fascinating. But I mean, these people have couches and fireplaces too, right? Mm-hmm. You can have a nice book, sit by the fireplace. There's easier ways to relax than in and out of heat and cold.
Yeah. Now, you're trying to convince others to take part in this.
I am. And I'll be frank, I don't mind if people don't want to jump, if you want to donate, or if you want to volunteer your time, that would be fantastic too. We need some volunteers to help man. We're going to have like a barbecue and a little law enforcement torch run store there, and be able. So we're going to need some volunteers for setup and takedown. So if you want to volunteer, that's awesome. If you want to take the plunge, that's fantastic. The more, the merrier, and it's such a great experience, and it's fun for people. You're going to do it, are you?
No, I have an aversion to cold. I may not have told you this before, but I hate winter.
You hate winter?
I hate winter. When it's 35, 36 in July and everybody else is complaining about the heat, I love this.
Well, this year we're planning to do a solar plunge just on or before when the Summer Olympics are going on in August, and we're going to do exactly the same thing with another big dumpster, and we're going to fill it full of ice water and then jump in. So maybe we can have you there for the solar plunge. You're in.
Give me time to think about that one, because I think my heart would stop.
Yeah, maybe just a slide in or something.
Just don't dip my toe and run away like a little girl.
So all I want is people to volunteer to help, volunteer to jump, or if they want to donate, that would be fantastic as well.
How do they do all that?
The easiest way to do it is to get to albertapolarplunge.com. So all one word, albertapolarplunge.com, and that'll take you straight to the Medicine Hat page, and all the information's on there.
Now, I want you to talk a little bit about the athletes themselves, because I'm sure you've got to know some of them. They are special.
Oh, they're fantastic. They're fantastic. One of the things that I love with the Special Olympics is that every single participant is referred to as an athlete. Sometimes I find when you're working with charities, people are trying to find these politically correct, nice ways to refer to people. And there's nothing better than the word athlete. Athlete just conjures up in your mind exactly what these people are. They're dedicated to working hard. They're dedicated to a goal of a fitness or a sport or something, and they do it excellently. I say to my shame, the first time that I went for any Special Olympics thing was 10-pin bowling. And I remember talking with a friend and saying, like, how is this going to work? Am I going to bowl, and then they're going to like put up the barriers for the athletes, and they're going to do their thing, and then I bowl? And I went there and got my ass handed to me. One guy bowled 204. 10-pin bowling, bowled 204. Yeah. I just remember that as the first time that I went bowling. I got slaughtered. And I remember thinking, I am so ashamed of my preconceived notions and preconceived ideas, right? And this year I've heard already that a couple of athletes are going to be doing the plunge. So that's fantastic. And then they're supporting each other. But the whole idea of Special Olympics, right? We're hosting the Summer Games, and it's going to be fantastic. And the team that's doing that are doing such amazing work, and they're working incredibly hard for it. And they need to get all the kudos that they deserve. All the kudos they get. But Special Olympics is so much more than these big events, right? These national games or the provincial games. Special Olympics, every day of the week, every evening, they're doing something, right? They've got weightlifting or basketball or bowling or floor hockey. And all of these sports, yes, you're learning the sports, obviously, and you've got the athletic portion and all of the health benefits that brings. But you're also learning how to work in a team, how to be committed, hand-eye coordination, and just all of the basics that are involved with that, and all of the communal and social aspects that they're all learning, and the camaraderie and teamwork and fair play that I've seen with Special Olympics athletes grossly outweighs anything that I've seen from any other athletes.
Yeah, I think that's what stuck with me is the spirit of sportsmanship.
Yes.
How they work for each other. They're not trying to beat you. They're competing with you, but they will work together.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, bowling, the amount of trash talk that I seem to be the victim of, I got a lot of trash talk bowling. But the other thing is they can back it up whenever they play.
Yeah. It is the 2026 Medicine Hat Polar Plunge, freezing for a reason, February the 8th, down at Athletic Park. Registration is at noon, and you dip your body in the cold water 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And again, the website for people to register, volunteer, donate.
albertapolarplunge.com.
Dave Allen, thanks for your visit.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
You're welcome. Hey, this is Brian again, and I'd like to ask you to do a favor. We can't do this work without people like you, so if you can, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about Bring Back the Porch.